Gentlemen, today I have a comparison video for you, not a product versus another product video, because I just kind of want to tell you guys what my experience is with the differences of these two waxes. And the two that we're going to be comparing today is Savvy Jack's Blackout with Death Grip's Black Magic. Now, of course, both of these waxes are black, so we're going to actually be able to test and see how far each one of them can color while still having a bit of a hold. One thing that these both have in common is that they are both natural ingredient mustache waxes, with Savvy Jack having one extra oil in it. Otherwise, the ingredients are basically the same. Savvy Jack comes in one strength, where the Blackout comes in both Death Grip as well as Sudden Death, and this here is the Sudden Death variant. Now, both of these waxes shouldn't absolutely need a blow dryer or external heat to use them. However, I do have the blow dryer here because I do want to be able to use it for kind of evening out the black in the mustache. Now, you might be wondering how I'm going to do a comparison of both of these waxes. Well, obviously, I've got two sides of a mustache and I've got two waxes. Well, I'm going to start out with the same amount of wax, roughly. I eyeballed it. And what this will do is just kind of show you about what each wax can do as far as the coloring goes. Now, although Savvy Jack has his comb and Death Grip has theirs, I will be using a Kent 81T as well as a knockoff one for each side to keep the waxes separate. So let's go ahead and start out with the Savvy Jack side. Now, on initial warm up in the fingers, it warmed up fairly decently and I didn't have too much clumping in the stash, and I was able to get kind of a decent amount of it nice and blended in before I ever needed to take the comb to it. However, the comb definitely helps to be able to get more of an even coloring. As you can see here, the Savvy Jack did a fairly decent job of coloring. However, there is still a little bit of brown showing through. Now, I know that if I started to pull this apart from experience, it would not necessarily be all colored on the inside. So therefore, I will end up probably needing to add a little bit more. But before we do that, let's go ahead and add the little bit of Black Magic from Death Grip. Now, when I started to warm up that little pellet of Death Grip, it did seem that it warmed up a little bit quicker than the Savvy Jack did. Then when I applied it to the stash, I could tell right away that I was going to have some areas that were just a little bit more stuck together than the rest of the stash. And as you can see, the Savvy Jack does a fairly decent job of coloring as well. However, you may be able to see a few spots where the hairs are a little bit more stuck together than others. Now, I want to go ahead and pull apart both sides of the stash to see how deep that coloring got. Now, to me, it looks like I did actually get most of the hairs on the Savvy Jack side pretty well coated. But I do definitely see some spots on the Death Grip that need a little bit more work just to even out the black. Now, although I think with a little more styling, I could rock this amount of wax in there, why don't we go ahead and see if we can get the stash a little bit darker on both sides and see what it looks like at that point. Now, I am going to try to make them right about the same amount of additional wax to do so. Alright, and there we go with a little bit more styling, making sure that they're both right about the same, using right about the same amount of wax, and this is what I get. Now, to me, looking in my mirror here, it looks like the Blackout may be just a little bit darker than the Black Magic. However, that very well could be because obviously it's really hard to put the exact same amount in the exact same spots on the mustache, just because right-handed, left-handed, looking in the camera to do it, looking in the mirror to do it, you know. So there is a very slight difference, especially when you look right at the, I think it's a plumas. You know, the part that separates the mustache. To me, it looks like Savvy Jack might be just a hair darker, but to me, I mean, it really doesn't matter. I think that they both did a fantastic job of covering. And now before I let you go, I do want to mention that there's one more difference in these waxes, and that is that the Black Magic, you can only get it in the 1 ounce tin right now, where the Savvy Jack comes in the 1 ounce tin as well as a 0.15 ounce tube. So if you want to get it at a discounted price because you're not sure how your mustache will look with it, or maybe you just want a little bit for a party or something, or to make your mustache stand out a little bit more, you can get just the 0.15 ounce tube, or with either of these you can go ahead and get the full ouncer. If you like this kind of content, please let me know down in the comment section below, as well as if you have tried one or both of these, let me know down there as well, or which one do you think did a better job, and which one would you try to give a nice black color to your mustache? Now, to see the individual reviews of both of these waxes, check out these videos right here. Until next time, as always, you have a good one.